the reset has been very key to us is that we look at the big picture, right? What could we have done better? What did we do wrong? And so forth, right? We analyze everything.
Yeah.
What did we do wrong? What could we have done better? And what is going right? So
Yeah.
we stay on those positive things, right?
Yeah.
So we build on those
And
positive
I actually have an acronym for reset. So
acronym.
yeah. So
I like acronyms.
reset, yes. So R, the first thing you want to do is reflect. So we don't just immediately jump. I mean, the emotions will, and I'm going to keep it real, right? The emotions will sometimes get us to react a certain way in the moment.
It's our flesh.
It's our flesh. And I feel like sometimes it does, and then sometimes it doesn't. I think sometimes, depending on the circumstance, you might not even react. You're shocked, you're in shock, or you don't even know how to react, right? It's just, I mean, it could vary. It could go from feeling sad, angry, upset to, just a different level of emotions, right? But the first thing when you're thinking about bringing it back to zero is you need to reflect. Right? You kind of, you reflect. Okay, let me reflect on my situation, on my circumstance, on what's happening. You reflect on it, you ponder on it.
Yes.
The second thing is you need to establish. So establish, what's happening, establish
Positive and negative things.
positive, negative, like, okay, this needs to change. Okay, maybe I need to do this, or I need to reach out for help, or I'm struggling and maybe this is not where my support system is. I need to seek additional help, or you need to establish different things, whatever that may be, depending on your situation.
A game plan. Establish your game
You start establishing different things, and you may be writing this down. You may be talking this out with someone, a very close person that, that you can confide in, or whatever the case may be. The S, so R-E, so reflect, establish. S is you need to speak. You need to be able to share your experience. You need to be able to say,
communicate,
and say whatever is on your mind. Because if you hold it in, man, that's going to
It eats away at you.
it will eat away at you,
And it'll still peek out later.
It will.
Because
It'll
you're
manifest in
suppressing.
different ways.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
And that's what happens in relationships. It's like, think
Suppressing.
about, and me and you used to do this all the time. But I remember me and you.
Why are you including me in this?
No, we used
It
to
was
do
more
this.
you.
Okay. See, he's doing it again. I'm just kidding.
That's a good example.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
So no, but I remember and I'm guilty of it, but we used to do this all the time. So let's just say, you did something, I don't know, a month ago, right? Or whatever. You did something that upset me, and maybe I didn't say anything. So you didn't know that I was upset about whatever you did, right? And so then we're arguing a month later about something, and then I'm bringing up that very thing
That you never mentioned.
that I never mentioned,
And I'm
right?
just learning about
Yeah, I just as we're talking these things out, it's like reminding me of couples and how they do that, right? Because why they don't speak, they don't share, they don't they don't say anything. They just kind of hold it in and keep it. And there's time there. I feel like there's a time to do that, because sometimes you're like, you don't want to, you got to think before you speak, right? But I feel like after you reflect and you establish and you kind of think things through, then it's important that you're able to share, to speak, that you say something, right? Say what's on your mind. Okay. SSS. Share, speak, say what's on your mind. It means the same thing, right? Okay. So reflect, establish, speak, say what's on your mind, share. The E is express and experiment. So it can go, you could mix those two. Express, right? You continue to express whatever it is that you're, what's on your mind. But experiment. So experiment different ways. I feel like sometimes try new methods. So, okay, if this is not working, then I need to try something different, right? There needs to be some sort of change in whatever it is that you're doing. Your goals, maybe you need to tweak them. Maybe you haven't given enough time. Maybe you're quickly giving up. Oh, think about people who want to lose weight. Well, man, that transformation is not going to happen. They always say, like, summer bodies are made in the winter.
Built overnight.
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. But also, too, like people that are like, oh, like me, let's just say we're going to go on vacation in August. Oh, I want to get fit. And, oh, that summer body needed to be happening in December, not in May.
Not in July.
Yeah, in May or June, July, whatever the case may be. So experiment, continue to express, experiment, change things up. If something's not working, hey, let me try something different. And then the T is trust the process. Trust the process.
I love that one.
Trust the process. There's 3, but trust the process.
I'm big on that.
It takes time. So it takes time, right? You can't, things don't happen overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. And then for us is we got to trust God. We have to trust God. So even though we've had a very difficult last week and we're just feeling a little bit of the after effects. Oh man, I trust God completely. Like there's no doubt in my mind that he's got this, right? That he's handling whatever situation it is that we're facing.
I really like that, the whole reset. You're going to have to share that with me because you just earned kudo points right now, making me look bad on the podcast. I like that one. That's really good. Reset, man. That's really good. And I'm very big on trusting the process. I share that all the time. I always say that, even with Little League Baseball, as I'm coaching, we got to trust the process, right? So I'm always saying it, even when I'm just watching TV or whatever. I'm always saying, but that's really good. That I like that acronym. But reflection is really key here because you're able to see. You kind of take a step back, take a breather, and all these points tie in together. Yeah. Because if you take a step back and you look at the big picture, what went well, what didn't go well, and then that's where you can mesh and experiment. Well, this worked pretty good, so let's keep this. This didn't work so good. Let's get rid of that, but let's try this now. So that's where the experiment. So I like it because it all ties in and it